Hi everyone. In the next minute or so, I'm going to show you how to create REST APIs without writing any code using the LoopBack 4 framework. So the first thing we want to do is to install the LoopBack 4 CLI. Here's the command to make it happen. npm i-g add loopback/CLI. The installation takes some time as we have to download multiple dependencies from the internet. So I'm going to skip this step. So I have the LoopBack 4 CLI pre-installed on my machine. So let's get to the business. Let's first scaffold the LoopBack 4 application using the lb4 command. lb4 and the name of the application. Note. We are prompt with a couple of options. Let's take all the defaults. For the project description, the root directory, and the name of the application class. Same for the options. Now the application are being scaffolded. We run npm install behind the scenes, and it takes a while to finish. Let's be patient. The node application is now ready. Let's follow the instructions to give it a try. Let's change to the node directory and run npm start command. So the command builds the project by transpiling the TypeScript source code into JavaScript and start the application. Now the application is up running at localhost 3000. Let's open the URL. So on the home page, you see two options. One is to check out the Open API specification. The other one is the API Explorer. Let's try the more interesting Explorer. Wow, we see all the REST endpoints here. So we only have one simple operation here called ping. Let's unfold it. The ping operation takes no input and expect to get a JSON response with a greeting message and some echo message for the HTTP request headers. Let's give that a quick try. Let's first click try it out. Since there's no input, so we click the execute right away. Alright, so we're seeing good response here. First of all, you see the simulation of the code command and the URL you can use in the browser. So the response body is a JSON object with a greeting message hello from LoopBack and some HTTP response headers as well. So we got the first application up running, which is great, but it's not very interesting yet. Let's go back to the application itself and add a couple artifacts to make the APIs more meaningful. So first of all, we're going to use the lb4 command to add a data model. So we use the lb4 model, and then we give model a name, which is node. So node has the primary key, and it's going to be stored in the database. So we're going to extend from the entity base class. So let's add a couple properties for the node. Assuming each node would have the unique ID, the title, and the content. So the first property would be the ID. And we're going to make a string. And the ID is a primary key, so we're going to make that an ID property. So let's add the title property too. Title is a string, and it's going to be required. And the third property is going to be the content, which holds the content for the node. And that's going to be a string and optional. So we now finish all the properties for the node. So we just have to hit enter again to finish the operation. Now we have the node model being created. Because we're going to store the model in a database, and for the sake of demonstration, we're going to use the in-memory database. To configure the database connectivity, we're going to use the lb4 data source command. To define a database. And then we give that data source a name, which is DB. So you are prompted a list of databases to choose from. So we're going to pick the in-memory database. So you're seeing a data source are being generated for the in-memory database. Now you have the model and the data source. To access the database, we need to join them together. So we're going to use the lb repository command to create a repository that ties the model to the data source. So first of all, you're going to pick a data source to start with. And you can choose all the models that will be attached to the data source. So we create a simple repository called node repository, which allows the node to be persistent in the DB data source. Now you have all the database operations available from the node repository, which provides the strong type interface to manipulate the node instances. To expose the cron operations over REST, we're going to create a controller, and we're going to use the RB for controller command. Again, we're giving node as the controller name. So there are two options to create a controller. One is an empty controller, so you can build your own business logic. But we're going to take the simple path, which will create a REST set of APIs from the repository. So first of all, we're going to choose which model to use. In this case, it's going to be the node, and the repository is going to be the node repository. And the ID type in our case is going to be string. So the base path for HTTP, we're going to take the default /nodes. We have all the artifacts generated. Let's try to run the application again. Let's run npm start. Now the enhanced version of the application is up and running at localhost 3000. Let's open the URL. Go to the Explorer. Wow, now we see more REST endpoints than before. There are a bunch of crowd-related REST endpoints for the node controller. Let's play with it. First of all, let's try to get all the nodes. Give it a try. Let's clean up the filter object so that we can fetch all the records. Click execute. Oh, no surprise. We're getting back an empty array of records because we don't have any nodes in the system yet. Let's add a few nodes by using the post/nodes endpoint. Let's remove the ID because the ID is going to be automatically generated by the database. Set the title to be node 1 and my first node. Alright, let's add this node. Alright, a new node's been created in the system with ID equals to 1. Let's add a second one. Node 2, my second node. Alright, now we have two nodes in the system. Let's double check. Using the get API again and execute again. Alright, great. So we're getting back two records in the array now. You can also play with the other APIs. For example, get nodes by ID. Let's try that. First though, putting a valid ID. Alright, so we're getting back the record as expected. Now, what if we put an invalid ID, say number 3? Alright, great. So we're getting 4 error code. And it says the node with ID 3 does not exist. That's great. So let's play with delete again. So let's try to delete node number 2. Right, execute it. So no response, but it's all good. 204. Alright, so let's try get node 2 back again and see if we have that. Alright, now we're going to 404 because node 2 is gone. Alright, so we have a set of working REST APIs available now, allows you to access the nodes instance in the database. Let's go back to the code and let's see how this magic happened. I'm going to open the code using Visual Studio Code. So basically, if you look at the code structure, we have all the source code being generated here. And this is a typical Node.js project. We have a bunch of scripts which will help you to run the test, build the TypeScript into JavaScript or running formatting and some other things generate as part of the template. But what's more interesting is you can see all the LoopBack artifacts being generated here. So first of all, we have a bunch of controllers. So this is a node controller we generate from the system. And as you can see, we expose a class, and we also use dependency injection to access the node repository. We also have the decorators for the Open API spec so that we can map the corresponding JavaScript method into REST endpoints. And then of course, you have other things like the data source. So we have a data source JSON capturing all the answers we have. Then we have a model, which defines a bunch of properties such as ID, title, and the content. Okay. Similarly, we are going to have a repository that joins the data source.db together with the node model. Of course, the application is the place that glue all the pieces together. All right. So that's pretty much all for the demo today. And feel free to check out more information at https://loopback.io. Thank you.